Welcome to Mr. V Teaching Math. In this session, we're going to continue to look at dividing decimals. The last topic we just did was rounding, which we need for this lesson. Notice, the question says divide and round to the nearest tenth. This is important. We have to round to the nearest tenth. But if you remember about rounding, if we want to round to the tenth, we need one more digit because we have to look to the right when we're rounding, and that's important. So we actually have to divide until we have a hundredth. So we begin division. Lazy mathematician's decimal goes here. Put it at the top. 17 into 69. Well, let's try a number. This is close to 15. That's about 60. I know that 15 goes into 64 times. So let's try 17 times 4. That gives me 28. Gives me 68. Well, that's pretty good. All right. 68. We subtract. We get 1. We're not finished. We can keep going. 17 into 10. Oh, that doesn't work at all. Now, I can go 17 times 0, take the 0, subtract, do the line, and so on. But that's a lot of work, which really doesn't do much. So I'm just going to bring down another 0 now. 17 into 100. Well, that's certainly more than 4. If I think about how much adding 17 is, well, I'm going to try 6. 42. Ooh, that's too much. Not a lot too much, but definitely too much. All right, so I got to do 5. All right, there I have. It's 85. Excellent. So I know this is a 5. I know this is 85. I subtract. Now, this question obviously does not end. However, it's told to divide and round to the nearest tenth. I could keep going and going and going and going. This question could actually be infinite for all I know. However, I just need to round to the nearest tenth. So all I need to do is look at the tenths, look to the right. Is that 5 or higher? Yes, it is. So I will round. The answer to this question is 4.1. Let me do another example. Also, dividing and rounding. This time we're going to do divide and round to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to, I'll just write that on the top, hundredth. It's going to be divided to the nearest hundredth. Here's the question I'm going to work with. Once again, I've got a decimal here. That makes the question a little bit harder, so I'm going to move it over. I also have to move the decimal over here over. Remember, lazy mathematician's invisible decimal is here. So I'm going to move the decimal over to there. I have to put a placeholder 0 in. Decimal goes there and there. Again, it can be a lot easier to rewrite that. All right, let's begin. 13 into 4. That doesn't work. 13 into 41. Yeah, that works. I think it's 3. Yep, that's 3. 39. I'm going to subtract, and I'll get 2. I've got 20. Oh, that's a 1. That gives me 7. Zero. Now let's just take a moment. This question seems to be going on and on and on. How far am I supposed to go again? Oh yeah, I have to round to the nearest hundredth. That means I actually need to go to the thousandth. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. I need 3 digits behind the decimal before I'm done. So I've got to keep going. Okay, how many times does 13 go into 70? Well, it's certainly more than 3. Let's try 5. 5 times 3 would be 15. Carry the 1. Hey, that was a good guess. So, 5, 65. Subtract. Leaves me with 5. Again, add another 0. Bring that down. 50. 39 is too low. 65. Better try one in the middle. 13 times 4. 3 times 4 gives me a 2. 4. 52. Oh, that's too much. So it'll be 3 again. 39. Subtract. Add another 0. As I'd mentioned in an earlier lesson, it is really nice if you have graph paper. You can see that I'm getting a little bit sloppy and I'm having a hard time keeping my lines straight. I've done pretty well so far. This is still pretty much in line. But if I'm not really careful, this can get sloppy. And for those students who aren't so good at being neat and organized, this can really get out of hand quickly. But you can even see that I'm beginning to drift off in this direction. So you have to be careful when doing this. All right, so I have 110. How many times does 13 go in? Well, 65 is probably too low. I'll try 6. I think 6 might work. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 6. That's going to be 78. I better try 7 too, just in case. 21. Carry the 2. 91. Oh, that's much better. All right, so that's going to be a 7. So I have a 7 here. And then I have a 91 down here. Right, that's going to be 9. That's going to be 9. I have 99 left. See, I have 99. 99, what am I talking about? That's wrong. 19 left. I have 19 left. Okay, I gotta double check this. Make sure I do this right. So I'm carrying, borrow. 10 minus 1 is 9. I still have a 10 here. 10, 19. I need to go higher. 7 isn't good enough. Let's try 8 times 13. See? This is not 7. That's 8. This then becomes 104. Of course, when you're doing this in pencil, it's much easier to fix your mistakes than the mess I've made of this. But, there, I still have a remainder of 6. But I have enough digits now to do my rounding, because remember, I'm rounding to the nearest hundredth. Ones, tens, hundredths. Sorry, tenths, hundredths. Look to the right. Is that 5 or higher? It is. Therefore, this is going to be rounded to, I better move it over here so you can see it, 31.54.